when I saved up enough money to move out to LA in 2009, that was the first thing I did. Like the first week here, I signed up for classes at IO. And so I moved here October 13th, and October 18th is when I started class.
How old were you when you moved here?
What was I? That was 2009. So that was 6 years ago. I was 27.
Okay.
27.
So you had a nice run in Chicago where you were just doing these local regional commercials.
Yeah, for like 2 years, I worked as an actor from like 2007.
Yeah.
That's when I started working as an actor, like working as an actor in Chicago, like doing commercials. And
that's great.
Like that. Yeah. So
you didn't want to keep that niche and take classes in Chicago?
You know, it was tough because my son was so young, and the time I working 2 jobs, and you know, I always knew I wanted to do improv. I was like,
right.
I had like my manager at Best Buy when I was at Geek Squad, like he like took classes at Second City, and they had like a group, and I was like, God, I really want to do that.
Right.
So it's always something that was in the forefront of my mind, like, God, I really want to do improv. So that's when I moved to LA. It was like the first thing I was like, I got to do improv.
Yeah.
I've been saying I'm going to do improv for years. I actually tried to get into Second City's diversity program, and they just said no. Like I went and auditioned to get it, and they were like, no, not ready. Too young for the training. Too old for the training, I guess. But you know, who knows? I mean, I don't know what I did then. I didn't know anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so
that's crazy though how it all came together.
Yeah.
So did your son and your girlfriend move with you out here?
Not.
Oh, okay.
Not initial. Well, they never have. They've never moved out here. Not initially or ever. But I moved out here, and we were still together. So like I was going back and forth a lot with all the money I saved up. It was just like to go back and forth, and then I was broke and almost had to move back.
Yeah.
In my first year, and I like because the money just kind of flow when you buy a car, and then you have to get your apartment, and you know you think you have all this money saved up, and you're like, holy shit, and you're paying for classes, you know, and so I was broke by month 6 from all the travel, stuff like that. Yeah, broke like. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? And then I think that year I made like $10,000.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and LA came at you for
LA was like, give it up. I have money. So like the first year out in LA was really tough. Really tough.
Did you know anybody out here at that point then?
I knew my girl Helena from Chicago.
Okay.
And she moved out here like a year or 2 before I did.
Yeah.
So I just stayed on her couch when I first moved out here.
Oh, that's
for
nice.
Like 3 months, her and her fiance, her husband now. And then I got apartment. I shared a house with 3 other people who were all Asian and very nice.
Yeah.
And it was like this black dude and 3 Asian people live in his house. It's pretty cool.
Great sitcom.
It's a great sitcom. I need to write that.
Fresh off the boat too.
fresh off the boat. You gotta say boat like that. But yeah, it was tough, man. And then my boy Nate, you know Nate K. Wood, he got me a job at Avalon. Working, and I remember that was like the lowest point in my life because like we would come in.
That's
like,
the agency.
Avalon, the nightclub.
Oh,
in Hollywood, not the agency. I wish that was what I had done. Which like we'd have to come in at 8:00 at night, and then wouldn't get off till like 7 a.m.
Oh.
We were just like taking tickets at the front, and with blaring techno music in the background nonstop. And I just remember one day having to break down, calling up my baby mama, I guess is we're calling it. Calling her up and then being like, what have I done? I've made all the wrong mistakes.
Right.
I can't believe my life. I was just like so depressed.
It was
and
shades
sad.
of your
It was
first
just, like,
time moving out here.
Yeah, it really was. And so I was pretty close to moving back at this point. But what I had been doing...
Did your agent hook you up with an agent out here?
I got hooked up with an agent out here, BMG, because I was with BMG Models. I did one model in Chicago.
Okay.
And then they had an office out here, so immediately I came out here and had
that's
an agent
great.
set up.
So were you going out?
My first month, I went out so much. I was like, this is crazy. But
yeah.
I was so overwhelmed by LA and seeing famous people and people that saw in commercials, and it literally got me in my head.
Oh no!
And after a month of sucking it up in auditions, I didn't get any more calls for like a year. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like fuck, you know. But where was I?
You had Avalon. You hated it.
So I hated
you were about
it.
to move back.
Yeah, but what I was doing, Umami Burger, I was calling them every 2 weeks. For 8 months, I called them every 2 weeks to ask if they were hiring because I thought it'd be a pretty cool job and the money seemed like it could be pretty good. And
as a chef or a bartender?
As a server, I just wanted to work there because Avalon didn't pay and it was very little pay.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know Umami was that old.
Yeah, Umami Burger. Yeah, they've been out since I think 2009 or something like that. They opened up their first store, but I called them at the end of 8 months, and I was pretty close to moving back to Chicago at this time.
Yeah, you were beaten down.
I have no money, no prospects. This job is killing me. I'm probably about to move. Like, when I left Chicago, like, was crying because I'm like, oh, I'm leaving Chicago.
Right.
You know, it's like, but I knew I just had to pursue my dream and try to make it happen.
Yeah.
Or else I knew I would never be able to look at myself in the mirror and
of course.
I would be like, what? I would have looked at my life like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Didn't even try.
Yeah.
But I got the job at Umami Burger.
Oh, wow.
The guy, I call him I had an alarm set every 2 weeks where I call him at the same time every 2 weeks. Are you hired yet? So we talk about that persistent thing.
I was just going to bring that up. Before we started recording, we were talking about how it's hard to reach out to people and it sometimes feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But back when you had no confidence and zero confidence and nothing to lose, apparently it was very easy for you to
I was like,
put yourself out there.
What else? I mean, I told him I'll call him every 2 weeks, and I did. And it took 8 months, but
I feel like you hear stories about that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, didn't people used to just like call Lorne Michaels at SNL a bunch and be like, "Hey, I want to write for you. Whatever." Things like that, where it's just like it works.
It does. I mean, if you don't put it out there, it definitely won't work.
Of
like
course.
Wayne Gretzky said, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth.
Wait, who said that?
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought you said Ray Rice for a second.
Ray Rice said that. But I'm not going to tell you what he did afterwards. He was very angry and did some very bad stuff afterwards. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, bitch. Ah, Ray Rice. He probably did that.
That was a great impersonation. If Jim Carrey was here, he'd be proud of your work.
Like, Echo, you're doing good. I'm glad you loved me when I was in my prime.
So was Umami enough? Were you getting enough tips?
Umami changed my life.
Changed the game.
Oh my God, the money was great.
Which one were you working at?
I was working at the one on Sunset and Cahuenga. I was making like $200
by iOS,
a shift, which was like legit great money at the time. You know, because
is.
And I'm very frugal. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm very frugal. Yeah, I'm like, if you work 5 shifts,
now you're well above that. You're like $200 a day. Poof poof.
Get me out of here. No, I do. I've done indie films that pay me $100 a day, so I get it. But it really changed everything.
Yeah, that rejuvenated you.
The first day I went in to meet Joey, who is so great, Joey BB. I'm name dropping everybody. Thank you. So Steven Spielberg and I were sitting down, but Joey, he sat me down and he's like, "Look, if you're gonna work here, there's a couple things we gotta understand. One, this can't be something that's permanent. This can't be like I'm gonna work at Umami Burger forever. No. You got to have a passion. You're out here for a reason, right?" He's like, "So that's important.
Yeah.
That this is temporary."
Yeah.
2, you ever have an audition, anything you need covered, it's covered.
Oh, wow.
He's like, out the jump. You have anything that comes up, it's because he's like an artist too. So he's like very much an artist first type.
But he manages
Umami.
Yeah.
But he just got it.
That's great. You need that.
And it was so perfect. And then
you need that because if you have a job that's not flexible, there's no way you're going to be able to do it.
And we're in LA. People should get it. It's like,
they should,
come on, y'all. You know why people are out here. We're not out here to wait. We're out here to try to pursue our dreams, you know?